What's going on YouTube? Today I'm bringing you guys a short but sweet video that could possibly be very helpful for you guys. Before we get into it, I just want to say thank you for 50,000 subscribers. I very, very much appreciate it. I never thought in a million years when I started, trying to consistently do this YouTube thing a few years ago that I would be at this point. And I've kind of always loved doing YouTube ever since I was like a Call of Duty player. And ever since I just was playing video games in general, YouTube has always been a passion of mine, and you guys make it worth it. Every time you guys support me and comment or just tell me that you enjoy my videos, so I very, very much appreciate it. But today's video is just going to be 5 changes that you can make, whether it's in your settings, something you can do on your Windows, maybe it's something you can do on your desk. We're going to talk about it. Just 5 changes that will instantly improve your gameplay and just overall make you a better player. Okay, this first one is really simple. All you need to do is go into your game, whether it should be on the Conquest map just so you can see where the actual map is, because if you do this in jungle practice, it will not show the map. So you just go into like a regular Conquest game. You can do a private one. Go into your HUD editor, take your mini map, drag it over, increase the size of it by a good amount. The reason you're dragging it over is so it's a little bit more centered on your screen, so you don't have to look as far over to actually see the map. And then you just want to lower the opacity to around here. You can actually, you used to be able to set an exact number. Let me see if you can do that. 0.18 is probably somewhere you'd want to be. Didn't actually show up, but just around here, anywhere around here. What opacity does, it makes it more transparent, makes it more see-through, so you can actually see behind the map, so it's not just blocking your screen. And you definitely want that to be a little bit lower just because it's going to be more centered on the screen, so it could possibly get in the way if you didn't have the opacity low. But the reason you do this, like I said, is just so that you can quickly look at the map. The map is a very, very important thing to look at on the Conquest map. And if you're able to make a habit of just constantly glancing over at it and having it a little bit closer while it not really obstructing anything or getting in the way, then it will be a very, very good thing for you and your gameplay. So yeah, basically just move it over a little bit more. You can kind of mess around where exactly you want it. Maybe you want it more towards the center, maybe a little bit more off to the right. But somewhere around here, lower the opacity and just increase the size of it. It's going to help a lot. Okay, this next tip is a must for you keyboard and mouse users out there. Professional players have been using this for many, many years, but it's also something that I kind of took for granted and I never really recommended to anybody because I just kind of like overlooked it. But the reason I'm actually adding it in today's video is because Rathan, you guys know, a prominent member of the Smite community, actually made a Twitter video and then I think maybe mentioned another YouTube video. I'm going to put his link in the description just because he kind of refreshed my mind on this, but it's actually a really important thing, like I said, so I definitely recommend you guys do it. All you have to do is be at your desktop, be at your home screen, go out to the bottom left, hit mouse, and then click mouse settings. Head over to additional mouse options. Let me just make this, I can't make it any bigger, but it's right here in the center of the screen. All you have to do is go to pointer options and untick this little box that says enhance pointer precision. So what this does is it tries to predict your movement on your mouse. So if you have it actually clicked, it's going to make it less precise, even though it says enhance pointer precision. Anybody that plays like FPS games really already probably knew about this, but it's still important to have in Smite because there's a lot of skill shots and everything like that. So just uncheck that to make it so that no matter where you move on your mouse pad, it will be as precise as it can possibly be. You don't want it to try and predict your movement because then it will throw you off when you're aiming inside the game. Another important thing while we're talking about this is to just make sure you have this memorized where you are comfortable with having your pointer speed at. Especially for professional players, it's important because whenever you get to a new computer at a LAN setting, you need to make sure that this is set to the right movement that you prefer because it's basically like the Windows DPI setting. So if I have it lower down here, look how slow I'm moving all the way around my mouse pad and it's not moving anywhere. So I have mine set to 4, but it's good to have that memorized just in case you ever have to change it, you get a new computer or anything like that. So yeah. Okay, this next one's real simple and quick. It's just restricted to camera pitch. A lot of people don't even know this thing exists. So basically, whenever you're moving around with your mouse, you can only go a certain height or a certain distance away. And the same thing when you're looking on top of your character. Basically, I think it comes on by default, like when you first download Smite. So you may be used to it, but I highly, highly recommend turning it off and having that off so that you can have free roam to be able to look up, look down, look everywhere without it ever restricting you. It gives you a lot more freedom in your movement, and it's just overall better for aiming, overall better for looking around the map, looking around corners. Like if I wanted to see somebody around this corner right here, I could do this and play a corner on them though. So yeah, turn that shit off. Okay, and this next one's probably easier than the last one, or more simple. Very quick, just go to settings, go to user interface. Right here where it says show your health, turn that on. I think it's off by default, but I highly recommend turning it on. It's something that you'll have to get used to, definitely, but it shouldn't take too long. And the reason I think you should have it on is that having your health in the middle of the screen is really, really useful in these close 1v1s where you're already looking in the middle of the screen, right? It is important to keep looking at the bottom of your screen to see where your abilities are, the cooldowns on them, and keeping track of that. But still, I just think having the health right there in the middle of the screen, you're not really going to have to look all that far off, and it's going to help you make those split-second decisions in the middle of a 1v1 fight. So yeah, just turn that on and get used to it, and I promise you it'll pay off. Okay, and this last one's more of a physical change, something that you're actually going to have to change on your desk. That's why I saved it for last. If you have a wireless mouse, you do not actually have to worry about this. You're already set. But if you have a wired mouse, I highly recommend that you getting mouse bungee. This will allow your cord to be elevated into the air, and it'll make it more consistent, a more consistent flow across your mouse pad, if that makes sense. There's a lot of friction if you don't have a mouse bungee when you have a wired mouse, and a lot of times it'll get caught on maybe your desk, maybe the wall that you're like sitting right next to, maybe some other wires that are on the desk. And you may not even notice it some of the time, but it might be part of the reason that maybe you're missing abilities here and there, maybe missing some auto attacks. So I highly recommend getting a mouse bungee. They're only like $15 on Amazon. You could probably get them at a store as well near you. However, if you don't want to do that, don't have the money to get that right now, just not in the cards, then you could also make a budget mouse bungee with just using some tape. And what I mean by that is I just get some tape and put it on the back of your desk, and then put the tape on the wire for your mouse, prop up the wire so it's elevated a little bit like it was in the mouse bungee picture, and that will allow you to have some more consistent flow with your mouse and not get caught on anything, and avoid all that friction and stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I told you guys it was going to be short and sweet. I do think all these changes are pretty good to make, and they will help improve your gameplay if you feel like making them. Yeah, keep in mind that I am going out of town this week, July 13th to the 20th. Which is also the season, or not the season, but the week that the mid-season patch is being released. So kind of unfortunate timing, but I'll be spending some time with family, so I believe it is worth it. And yeah, just keep in mind that I will have some videos scheduled. I'm going to try and get some videos for you guys to have throughout the week, but they will be a little bit outdated. They're not going to be the mid-season patch, so if you don't want to watch them for that reason, I do understand. But yeah, I appreciate you guys watching this video, and I very, very much appreciate, once again, the 50,000 subscribers. You guys are awesome and amazing. But yeah, until next time, I'll see you guys later. Stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.